Day. Obviously, you know what's going on here. We got a big commitment today. I'm your host, Keaton Daniels. On the left side of me, there's a head football coach, Coach King. We got Mr. Game Day himself, Morgan Smith. We got one of the voices of Longview Game Day, one of the guys that wear many hats, Frank Sides. To the right of me, we got Sam Spiegelman from On 3 Recruiting. How are you guys doing today?
It's an exciting day. I'm glad to be here. I've been looking forward to this day all summer.
Absolutely, man. We got two big schools here, hoping that they're going to get a yes that Taylor Tatum is coming to them. Any thoughts on that?
For me?
Yeah.
The only yes I want to know is he's going to play for the Lobos in the fall. And I know that answer.
Yeah.
It must be one heck of a big day. Morgan Smith's here.
Oh, come on now.
He normally doesn't show up unless it's a semifinal or a state championship game.
Hey, Coach,
Got fired.
Hey, Coach, I was trying to tee you up for that, too. You took
Yeah,
it.
I see how y'all do me. Keaton, man, I guess we need to announce you're going to be moving up to the booth this year.
Hey, I'm excited for it. Man, if anybody that know Lobo football, I would like to take the debate on that and say I can call it.
Yeah, Chuck Zach's been great. Keaton's going to come in and do color for him, get some experience with that. We'll see where it goes.
Hey, Coach, you got to see me a lot more now. You ready for
That's
that?
right. Just be a homer. Make sure you're a homer.
Of course, I got you.
We can't help that. And he's gonna be yelling all year.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to keep myself calm and composed. No, I'm not. I'm gonna be happy.
Sam, second year in a row you make the trip to Longview. Jalen Hill last year, Taylor Tatum this year. Tell us a little about your thoughts being here today.
I just can't believe you guys invited me back. Last year was awesome. It was such an incredible experience to be here for. It's one of the biggest days of these kids' lives, and it was so blessed to be a part of Jalen's recruitment, covering it from the time he was a freshman all the way till what we were talking about earlier, senior year. This is a great way to kind of end the summer and kind of focus on the senior year. It's X amount of days until the season, until McKinney here in Longview. So this is the biggest decision from the number one running back in the country. And after this, it's football season.
Hey, it was so nice. We had to do it twice, and we happy to have you back here with us. So,
Coach, you've watched a long list of great athletes, great running backs come through Longview. Tell us a little about Taylor and maybe some comparisons.
Well, he's the total package. That's what I want to tell people. We've had great running backs here for a long, long time. I woke up this morning thinking about every running back I've had at Longview since 2000, and I can still name them all. Mm-hmm. I won't put them in pecking order because we've had some great ones. Oscar Wilson, a running back coach, he's coached a lot of great running backs, and he has a big hand in that. But Taylor's physical. He has a home run speed. He can block and pass protection. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He can play in the slot. I'm not sure we've had one that can do all of those things as well as he can. But he's just a tremendous talent, a great teammate. He's also played some defense for the Lobos, played linebacker for us as a sophomore in a few games. We didn't have to have him last year, and we'll work him there some this year too. But just a tremendous talent. And I didn't mention kickoff returns. He can return kicks, so he and then what he does for us on the track, and on the diamond in baseball, just a tremendous ambassador for Lobo athletics, and he's made a great name for himself, not only in East Texas but across the nation. And a few years back, Gabe Brooks called me. I don't know if y'all know Gabe. Yeah. He said you're probably gonna have a running back come in there, and he said da. He said he's gonna be pretty good. He probably be a 3 or 4 star running back. I'm thinking, how in the heck do you know right now in 8th grade? Well, he was wrong. He's a 5-star. He's the best one in the country.
Yes, sir. Well, talk about your time coaching a lot of these different running backs. How has your coaching style, coaching philosophy, how has that changed throughout the time?
When I became the head, you don't know the truth.
You don't want me to tell the truth.
Well, when I was the offensive coordinator, offensive line coach, it was a little bit different. And then I became the head coach. I started having to manage personalities. And Vondrell McGee taught me the biggest lesson. I couldn't coach him like I could an offensive lineman. I didn't get the same results. But, for us, you got to handle different personalities. You got to be tough on them, and you got to hold them accountable. But you also got to understand those guys carry the ball 20, 25 times a ball game. They take their shots and everything else. They might not be ready to run inside on Monday. They may need an extra day off or two, So just let them recover and be ready to go on game day. And then you've got to design things that fit their skill set. We've changed our offense a little bit since I became the head coach, over the last, it's going on 20 years. So, you started out just being the eye and running ISO and power and some triple option. Now we've evolved to the spread and doing some other stuff as well. So just fit their skill set. But you've got to be able to manage personalities and get them to the game. To me, that's the biggest thing that I've probably learned and probably changed dealing with running backs.
So you've got an eye for these running backs. When did you know? When was the moment that you knew Taylor was special? He was different. Was there a specific moment?
Maybe the 5-touchdown game.
Long before that.
No, when he was a freshman. And I don't remember the exact game, but, we had an incoming freshman class, the class of 2024, who was very talented. And we had a lot of really good players, and still do. But to watch him play as a freshman, it was like I'm watching a man against boys. And there were some things he had to change. I remember Ivan called me and said, "Hey, Coach, we're going to have to work on that pad level. We've got to get his pad level down. Running too high." I said, "Well, he'll learn. As soon as he runs varsity football and he gets that chin music, he's going to get his pad level down." But you could tell he was physical. He had home run speed, and, he was just different. And there's no doubt he was going to be special. We just – have to keep his head on straight. You have to keep him humble. And then they've got to develop. They got to put the work in the offseason, and he did. I mean, he's won our Ironman competition before. He was second this year. So he's always been there, in the top 5 in terms of off-season strength conditioning.
Well, tell him what kind of kid he is off the field.
Tremendous. He's a better kid than he is a player. People say, "Oh, there's no way." Yeah, he's a great kid. He's great with teachers, principals, as I mentioned, teammates in the locker room. Just a regular student body. I mean, that's why he's got this big following here today. He's humble and just a genuinely good person. And he's Taylor Tatum, and that's who he is. And I was telling a story a while ago. I mean, he's on our summer work crew this summer. It's probably the most fun I've seen the kid have in the last 2 years because he's being a kid. He's being with his buddies, and they're doing summer work together. He's not getting phone calls from recruiters or somebody pulling on him, tugging on him, wanting him to do this or do that. So he just good-hearted kid, and of course we're excited for what he's got, to choose from today and where it'll take him in the future.
Sam, you travel the country, cover the best players in the country. Give me some comps for Taylor, maybe at the next level, at the NFL level as well.
Yeah, well, Coach is right. There's nothing that Taylor can't do. I call him a 3D player. Doesn't have to come off the field for any downs, stay on the field. Reminds me a lot of former Ohio State back, Baltimore Ravens running back J.K. Dobbins. You talk about the speed. He's a 4.5 runner. Speed to the burst to get through the hole, the acceleration, and then he can also leave you in a cloud of dust. You see him do that on Friday nights here at Lobo Stadium all the time. The power. You see what he does, his lower body strength. He's 200-plus pounds. You can't arm tackle Taylor Tatum. You have to make a business decision. If you watch the tape, a lot of these 4-star safeties, they have to make a business decision if they want to tackle Taylor in the open field. And you talk about on third downs, if you're going to start for Longview football, you better know how to block, and pass protection is not an issue with Taylor Tatum. And then what he does, it's extraordinary how much he's used in this passing game, running routes out of the backfield, but also lining up as a traditional slot, running routes and using that same speed, body control, and hands and athletic ability as a pass catcher. He doesn't have to come off the field, and that's what makes him so special.
Yeah, I think that's my favorite Taylor Tatum moment is we're streaming a playoff game up in Dallas against Mansfield Timberview, and Steve Sarkisian is there to see this left tackle, and he's in the end zone, and Taylor's in the slot, takes a corner route, completely toasts the DB, catches it right in Sarkisian's face, and I cut to the close shot, and you could see his face, and I took the headset off, and I told my announcer, I said, if he doesn't have an offer from Texas on the bus ride home, this guy ain't got eyes on him, and I'll be danged if I wasn't making a commitment to an offer graphic the next day.
Oh, yeah.
I saw Sark this weekend. He brought the play up. He still talks about it.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
The look on his face was a running back just did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. You can definitely tell he was surprised to see him. I think he scored like 2 or 3 touchdowns right in his face, and you knew it immediately that offer was definitely coming.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Let's do this. Let's take a quick commercial break, and we will bring a Longview grade on a state champion, Vincent Taylor.
All right.
And now at Orr, we want to buy your used vehicle and we'll give you guaranteed top dollar for yours. And if you prefer to trade, even better, with massive savings on every new vehicle at Orr Cadillac GMC in Longview.
Jersey and Young, we take things more seriously.
Every case that's handled at our office is handled by a team. That work and dedication has caused our office to recover more record verdicts and settlements than any other law firm in Northeast Texas.
It is our obligation to make sure our client has the financial backings and the manpower to be successful.
We are exactly who we say we are. We're trial lawyers who've gotten results year in, year out.
We are back. We had a 1992. Is that a 1992 state champion? Vincent Taylor, Elite Loyalty Sports. Obviously a Longview graduate. I'm sure you have a lot of great memories here at Longview. Cousin's Bobby Taylor, right?
Correct.
Played at Notre Dame.
Correct.
Man, I feel like this is just another great Longview athlete doing his thing.
Thank you. Yeah, 1992 we won state. It's been a long time. A lot of these kids wasn't even born yet. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's a good thing.
I remember, I always tell, I've told them the story like 10 times. I remember driving behind the bus down to the state championship game in Austin, watching them win, which was a thriller, by the way, because y'all were down, came back and won, following them all the way back and getting interviewed in the parking lot by somebody at like 3 o'clock in the morning, you know. That's one thing I wish we would have kept that, you know, but it's a memory. I'm glad my dad did it. And hopefully we're following the bus to Arlington, Texas come December.
Yeah, that was a big-time talented team. Man, you guys definitely paid away. Nobody is able to duplicate what you guys have done. We tried when I was there.
Yeah.
We thought we was going to make a run at it. But, man, that's something that you guys can definitely hang y'all hat on because y'all banners hanging in the Coliseum and it's going to forever be there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We got some great memories from those days. It took a lot to get there. It was, first of all, we had Leroy Romines, rest his soul. We had to get him to change the offense. You know, we was playing like the Indiana Hoosiers. You had to pass the ball 8 times before you shot. And he eventually, listened to us, and we picked up a run and gun style in one state.
Hey, and one thing about that team, a lot of you guys was cousins. So y'all grew up playing a lot of ball, a lot of backyard ball together.
That's right.
Y'all spent a lot of time outside of the school periods and everything. Y'all actually grew up together and hung around each other too.
There's like 4 of us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So that was big. That was a key for that team.
No doubt.
I want to introduce Keith as well. Keith lives in Monroe, Louisiana, partner in Elite Loyalty Sportsman. Y'all handle professional athletes. Actually, Trent Williams' agency, correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So had the #1 draft pick with Trayvon Walker. I was sitting there. I didn't know you were representing him. And I was sitting there watching the draft. I'm like, I know that dude. I think I was at walk-ons. He gets picked. And, out of nowhere, I'm just like, man, I know that dude. Everybody's like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
But I was happy for y'all, man. I was excited. And, man, a lot of people don't know, man, you've negotiated the biggest contract in the NFL 3 times. Another Longview dude doing his thing, you know.
Yeah.
And last time you were here and, for your reunion, I asked you, man, what's next? I feel like y'all have accomplished a lot. What's next for y'all?
Well, right now it's Taylor Tatum, #1 running back in the nation representing Longview. I was privileged to work with he and his family through the NIL process. They did a wonderful job of being professional and taking care of business. So outside of that, we want to make more history. We had the #1 pick in 2022. We're the first minority agents to have the #1 pick in NFL history, 102 years. Next is just lead more families and educate more people on finance and all the things that are available to you.
Frank and I, we were down in. You're not Frank. I was looking for Frank.
Hey, he doesn't need no introduction.
You been sitting here the entire time? I had
No, I
over.
don't.
Okay, all right.
So to kind of cut you off real quick, Morgan, this guy that's sitting to the left of you, he needs no introduction. He's been in Longview for, I'm not going to date him, I'm going to say at least 3 decades, but 4 actually. He's coached the great running backs from all the way from Fred Talley, and I know I'm forgetting somebody before.
Yeah.
He goes all the way back from Fred Talley, Vondrell McGee. He's Chris Ivory, Ernest Hunter, correct. Jermichael Hasty, now Taylor Tatum. Coach Oscar Wilson. Coach, man, it's a pleasure to have you on set with us because I don't know any coach that's been around Longview history as long as you have. And I may be misspeaking, but, man, it's an honor to have you here, Coach. I love you to death. And thank you for coming on with us.
Thank you for having me. And it's a pleasure to talk about Taylor because I've been here through, you said, a lot of names. I'm going to start with Samuel Lanier. That was one of the first backs I had here. Clifford Ward, Galen Johnson, and I can just go on and on. But I've never had anybody like this guy. They all have been great. They all had the special talents, but he's special. Yeah. Because he's a good individual. What you see with him is what you're going to get. He's going to give you everything he has, and I appreciate that.
Oh, yeah. And for you going back to from that far, you've had a lot of different personalities, and I've witnessed you before getting the best out of all your players. Tell me some of the things you just had to tell Taylor to get something to get him going before.
All I do tell him is be the best that you can be. Whatever God has given you, use it for his glory. Not your glory, but God's glory. Right. And he does that. He exemplifies it.
That's good. Hey, taking us back to Fred Talley and the other backs, how do they compare to Taylor?
They all have their own talents, okay? Everybody talk about Fred Talley. I used to tell Fred, how did you make that cut? Well, Coach, the first time I ran that play, I noticed that linebacker was getting out there fast. So I said, this time, let him run, I'm going to cut back behind him. Taylor has the same skills. He analyzes the game. He plays the game. And it's not just one play, it's every play. That's what I like about him. Yeah. He's always involved in the offense.
Gotcha. Vince, man, I got a question for you, man. Before I get to my question, I always tell people, man, there's only two agencies that I consider the top two in sports. Vince is top two, but you're not number two. You're number one in my opinion, just because of everything that you guys have done, as well as yourself, man. You guys have done great things. How does the NIL deal differs from actually representing NFL clients? Tell us. Can you break down the difference in between the two?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say NIL because it's no salary cap. It's not governed in any way. You actually have more leverage as a player because, like in Taylor's instance, I mean, he had multiple offers. So when you have that many offers and you're such a great player, now you get more leverage as the agent to run the numbers up. Right. You know, so I feel like, you know, right now NIL, the state that it's in, with no salary cap and no reporting like of who's offering what's going on. I mean, it's definitely beneficial to the families. Do
you see it as at times hindering these college players because they have to balance schoolwork as well as class practices and things like that. So do you see it being a hindrance or could be a hindrance?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the biggest hindrance, man, is the tax implication because these kids are getting 1099s and they don't know how to take money out. That's one issue. But of course, like most of the big universities are keeping it to where the NIL money that they get from the collective, they concentrate on doing those events, summertime, springtime. You know, football starts, keep it to a minimum.
Gotcha.
Man, we appreciate y'all being up here. Elite Loyalty, you know, Vince's been great to Longview Game Day. I mean, he's got us very well connected. Anytime we want to get in, I was going to say when Frank was here, we were down in Houston for the Silverback camp. Some of the best linemen in the country, professional and in college, were there. It was a great experience. I think, you know, not only for us, but definitely for the players. I think they learned a lot, get to work with the best in the world, Trent. And, I mean, like, I feel like I have a decent football IQ, and, like, sitting there watching Trent talk about plays was, like, mind-blowing for me. I had no idea mind games were being played at the NFL level, and it wasn't just I'm bigger or I'm better than you, you know. And which, you know, after hearing it kind of made sense. You know, you go against Nick Bosa every day. Like, Trent's a big dude. You would think he'd win some plays, but the way Trent does, I don't know how anybody's going to beat him, you know. But let's do this. We're going to take one quick commercial break. We will come back with Taylor Tatum, and we'll get his commitment soon.
Over the last 10 years, our office has achieved many record verdicts and settlements. Our commitment has always been to outwork and outfight any opponent we have in whatever courtroom we find ourselves in.
At Godarzi & Young, we have settlements and verdicts that are unmatched. Whether you come face to face with the corporation or the insurance company, they know that if they don't justly compensate our clients, they're going to have to face the Godarzi & Young trial team in the courtroom.
Don't fumble when you're looking for your next trailer. At RJ Trailers, we got the hookup. Cargo Mate, Hallmark, Text Line, Diamond C, We've got the inventory selection to get you into the end zone. Snap into savings with R&J Trailers. Don't pass up on the best deals around. R&J Trailers in Longview and online at rnjtrailers.com. We've got the hookup.
All right, we're back, and we got our superstar, who's everybody's here to see. We got Taylor Taylor on set with us. Man, how you doing today?
I'm doing good.
You
Yes, sir.
You happy that the moment is just about here?
Oh yes, sir. You know, it's been a long process, but kind of glad to get it over with now.
I'm pretty sure you was happy to kind of shut things down.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Late night last night or good night's sleep?
I mean, it was kind of hard to get some sleep, but you know, I got some sleep, a little bit.
I know you were in here early.
Oh yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man, we've been talking about it obviously for the last 20 minutes, like how great of a player, how great of an athlete, how great of a person you are. Tell us about this. You've been recruited since you were a freshman. I mean, you have 3+ years of this going on. I mean, tell us, how relieved are you? How was the process? All that.
Oh, it was a great process. You know, I kind of you know, after 2-3 years of it, you kind of, you know, get tired of the phone calls, the early texts. But you know, it's been a great process, and you know, I just I give thanks to all my parents out there, and you know, I just it's been a great process.
Well, how did this moment actually get started here? We talked about you getting offers as a freshman, but how did it start? Or take us back to whether it was you attended camps, or things like that.
Oh yeah, I attended some camps my freshman and sophomore year. You know, got a few offers from them. You know, went to some individual school camps, but it kind of just started with the camps, and you know, got my recruiting profile out there, and it kind of just blew up from there.
Now we got kids out here. Tell us, what did it take to become a top college, a top football player, a top baseball player? What does it take?
Oh, it just takes hard work. You know, you gotta have a mentality too. You can't just settle for less. You know, if there's always work out there, you gotta go get the work, and there's always opportunities out there. So if you don't get, you know, offers your whole high school career, you know, there's always schools out there looking for somebody, and it's just a mentality you gotta have. You gotta be a dog.
So your first season as the guy, you went ham, right? You ran 1,900 yards. You're the Lobo individual season record holder for touchdown scores, for rushing touchdowns, and it's a testament to your team that you only ran for 1,900 yards. Your defense was so good. The guys behind you, Boosie and AJ, they were so good that you didn't have to play much in the second half. So you only need about 2,200 yards on the ground this year to become the Lobo all-time leader. Is that something that you even knew, or is something you're thinking about?
No, I didn't even think about that. You know, I just, you know, I got great guys around me, great O-line, great teammates behind me. I don't want to call them backups. They're just like me. You know, it's great having a defense like that too. Sometimes I get the ball on the 20-yard line, have to run it 15 yards, and AJ will score. So I think all goes after them.
Yeah, and when you're up 42-0, Taylor Tatum's not coming on the field in the fourth
Yeah,
quarter. But now I have a question for you. I'm going to bail you out with the real answer, but I want you to give us what your answer is. What's your favorite moment as a Lobo? And I know the answer because I saw your face when you stepped on the mound in that last baseball game, right? I'm gonna bail you out. You don't have to say that. So what is your favorite Lobo moment so far?
Let's see. I'll probably say Mansfield Timberview game. I think you know, I got in that slot and I got a safety 1-on-1. I made a good catch, but I think it was just a surreal moment. You know, I caught the ball. Fans was going crazy. I saw my boy with Jordan Allen sprinting hard at me. So I was like, oh yeah, that was a real surreal moment.
Yeah, by far one of my favorite moments as well. I actually mentioned that earlier. What do you got, Keaton?
Hey, so a lot of people know that you're going to actually play football and baseball. Talk about the hard work, the dedication, the commitment, the day-to-day grind, the process on being able to balance both sports.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a grind. You know, as a baseball player, it's a hard sport. So I think you know, getting the reps in, you know, right after football season. After football season, I'm obviously head straight football.
Right.
But you know, Christmas time, you know, get a couple bats, get a glove. So I think you know, getting those reps in after that, and you know, baseball season, the grind. I thank Coach Goldman for, you know, being there with me all the way. Coach Tyler too. So definitely a grind, but I'm just blessed to be able to do it.
So do you remember this moment? It's my favorite Taylor Tatum encompassing, like, so the folks watching know what you're getting here, right? So you're in Texarkana, and you're on the first leg of the 4x100. You guys absolutely smoke everybody. Walk across the parking lot, put a baseball jersey on, lead off the game with a home run. And it's just what Taylor Tatum does, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I was actually a fill-in, so I wasn't even supposed to run that day, but I was like, I think somebody was missing.
I think it was DT.
I think DT had something going on, so Coach was like, hey, can you run this real quick? I've only been to like 2 track practices too. So I was like, he's just like, get these marks and just run fast. So I got the stick and we won the race. Right after the race, I look at my dad. I'm like, all right, we gotta go. I didn't want to miss too much of the baseball game. Get there, I wasn't in a slump, but I was like, a little rusty. But I think like the second pitch, I think. I get a pretty good jolt in it, but that was a great moment.
Better feeling breaking one off for 70 and having the crowd go crazy, or just squaring one up and hitting in the woods?
They ain't near the same, Here
you go.
Oh yeah,
everybody's seeing that.
Oh yeah,
that's your 70-yarder versus North Mesquite.
Or what about making one of those diving catches and when the bases is low?
Oh
it's
yeah,
2 outs,
yes sir, especially in a playoff game. I think sold out seats. People lined up on the hill, and then it's a pivotal moment in the game. Just they have momentum, and just to take the momentum right from the crowd, it just felt great.
Yeah. Now, just on a personal note, man, work doesn't feel like work with you kids, and especially with someone it's difficult to describe the kind of athlete that we get to see on a day-to-day basis, because of course Taylor Tatum makes every single catch on every fly ball at center field. Of course he's going to hose the runner from third. That's just what he does. But the folks watching, you don't realize what kind of athlete we're seeing on a daily basis until you see it up close in person. It's just work doesn't feel like work around you guys, man.
Oh yes, sir. I give all credit to my teammates. Longview always has great people that come from different households, different places. So just relating with everybody in a different way. Building those relationships with your teammates and your coaches. It's great to be out there with some of your best friends.
One more shout out. What's in Taylor Tatum's headphones on your way to a football game? What are you listening to? What's the last song that you listened to before you step on the field?
I'll probably say.
Keep it clean though, right?
Oh yeah, probably say "Real Spill" by Lil Baby. It gets me in my mood. Not too loud, but it's a little head bopper.
All right, cool.
When I talk to some of the athletes that have came from Longview, playing at the highest level of football, and even Vince won a state championship here. Like, they talk about how special their experience is here at Longview High School, and when they think about like some of the best moments they've ever had in their entire career, all of it comes back to Longview High School. They talk about Coach King. Everybody loves him. The staff here, just the experience the fans give you. You're going into your senior year. What are some expectations kind of you and your team have for this upcoming season?
Oh, yeah, we always have high expectations for ourselves. Obviously, the goal is to win the state championship. That's always our goal from our freshman year to now. So I don't think that's ever going to change. And, came up short last year, but it was hard fought. Some things didn't go our way, but that's always the goal in our locker room. We know we can make it happen. We got the athletes, we got the defense, we got the O-line. Everybody's just coming to win. We got one goal in mind, and that's to go get a ring.
Yeah. Where's your family going to go with all those frequent flyer miles?
Wherever they need, probably going to the house somewhere.
Y'all are there playing every 30 minutes, it seems like.
Yes, sir.
Hey, one thing I got to do, I got to commend your parents, man. Whenever your opportunity come for you to go visit and take opportunity to go visit schools, man, they was right there with you along the way. Just as easy as you were to talk to, your dad has been the same way too, man. So I got to give you guys big props and commend you guys on that.
Couldn't do it without them, obviously. All the long plane rides, long car drives, get me everywhere I wanted to go. It's just a blessing to have parents like that, and obviously very grateful for them.
Oh yeah. Quick question I got from Sam. Man, you travel a lot of miles. You're busy day in and day out. What was some of your first impressions or some of your first thoughts on seeing Taylor Tatum?
Well, I think last year, when we were here for Jalen, we had said, we might be back next year. We got another, pretty, would coach say 3 or 4 star running back. But I mean, the season that Taylor had last year, we've been glowing about it for 20 or 30 minutes. Right. I mean, there's nothing that he didn't put on tape last season. I think it's why he's pretty glaring, the #1 running back in the country. We talked about how special he is running the ball, catching the ball, but also, I mean, you've had a really interesting recruitment. You've gotten, as the #1 running back in the country, you've gotten to see from USC to Oklahoma to Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan. Went to Duke, Penn State. Give us a taste of what it was like to go through this recruiting process. And we talked about this, but you always call it a different sort of process. Take us through what made your process different, or in your case, just unique.
I think I'd like to bring back to the baseball side. I need some of the schools, didn't offer say I can play baseball, so I was appreciate the recruitment coach, but I kind of got my mindset on that. So I think it's kind of what made me different. And then there's some of these other recruits out here, playing football 24/7, in the lab. I'm doing that stuff, but when baseball season comes around, I gotta get my cuts in. I gotta go throw. So during the season, first couple of games may be a little bit more explosive than me, but I think once I get my groove in both sports, I think I can hang up there with the best of them, and I think that's really what makes a difference. And basically it.
I think 80% of Taylor Tatum is just fine on most nights.
Absolutely right.
Yeah,
What is any sport in particular? Which one do you like the most?
Oh,
No, Keaton, don't do it.
That's a tough question. That's a tough question. I think they both have their moments. I
Yeah.
think, baseball is a failure sport. So, when you hit a home run or you hit a double or triple, it hits different getting on that bag. But then, you hear the crowd roaring when you score a 70, 80-yard touchdown. So they both have their moments. I think they're pretty equal.
My man, you answered that perfectly.
Let's do this. Let's take our last break. We will come back with Taylor Tatum's commitment.
It's
And now at OR, we want to buy your used vehicle and we'll give you guaranteed top dollar for yours. And if you prefer to trade, even better, with massive savings on every new vehicle at OR Cadillac GMC in Longview.
At Godarzi and Young, we take things more seriously.
Every case that's handled at our office is handled by a team. That work and dedication has caused our office to recover more record verdicts and settlements than any other law firm in Northeast Texas.
It is our obligation to make sure our client has the financial backings and the manpower to be successful.
We are exactly who we say we are. We're trial lawyers who've gotten results year in, year out.
Don't fumble when you're looking for your next trailer. At RJ Trailers, we got the hookup. Cargo Mate, Hallmark, Text Line, Diamond C. We've got the inventory selection to get you into the end zone. Snap into savings with RJ Trailers. Don't pass up on the best deals around. R&J Trailers in Longview and online at rnjtrailers.com. We've got the hookup.
And now at OR, we want to buy your used vehicle and we'll give you guaranteed top dollar for yours. And if you prefer to trade, even better, with massive savings on every new vehicle at OR Cadillac GMC in Longview.
All right, we back. This is the moment everybody's been waiting for. We are joined now on set now with the Taylors. Man, how are y'all doing? How happy are y'all that the moment is finally here?
I'm very happy. I mean, I know Taylor has had a long journey. I know it's been a long process, and I think today he's ready to make a sound decision.
Are you guys happy y'all don't have to get up on the red eye and have to get up and travel coast to coast now? The moment is here. You're only going to be going to one location.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Mom, I know you might not have a headset on. We're going to get you on real quick. You've been quiet during this process, but I'm going to put you on the spot.
I see that.
How happy are you? How proud are you? Not only did you just raise an excellent young son, but you got a daughter here too. How happy is this moment for you guys?
I mean, I would say I don't know if we can be more proud of what he's accomplished and all the hard work that he's done over all these years, all the free time he's given up to do two sports. It's just a blessing to be able to see him live out his dreams of what he wants to do.
All right. Does Taylor still get him put on punishment?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Come on,
Regular kid. Very much a regular
Absolutely.
kid.
Come on. Come on.
Hey, do you guys have anything before he makes this commitment? Do you guys have anything that y'all want to say to him?
Well, I think I just want to say that, Taylor, you made a decision based on what you thought was best. And I think it's a decision that you can live with. And I think he did it his way, honestly. And I think that's good. I know there's going to be some people that have something to say either way. But I just want you to understand that you made a decision. You made a decision that was best for you. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Sam, you got anything you want to ask him?
Yeah, I think the recruiting process, for Taylor in particular, has been going on since he was a freshman.
Right on.
And you're going to get this ahead of your senior season, like you said, focus on a run at state. It's a lot of growing up to do over this process. From the parents' angles, what have you kind of seen? How much have you seen Taylor kind of grow up as you make this decision? Because it's one of the few times where you say, son, it's okay to be selfish.
Oh, yeah. I think the maturity level definitely increased from his freshman year to now. I mean, Coach King, the coaching staff, Coach Wilson, Coach Ritt, the baseball staff. I mean, the Longview community as a whole has watched Taylor grow up, and it's been a great community to grow up in.
All right, Taylor, before we get to this moment, I just want to just say a quick thing to you. The process is over with. Continue to keep following. The next process is going to start right after this. Fall in love with that. Take it step by step, day by day. The work still has to be put. I'm proud of you. We're proud of you. As for me and Longview Game Day, man, if you ever have anything that you need, we're always a phone call away.
Yes, sir.
Here's the moment everybody's been waiting for. Taylor Tatum, where will you be committing to?
Yes, sir. Well, first, I'd like to say, you see, I got my guys behind me pretty quick, so I'd like to give all thanks to them. My parents are here up here with me. Always told me to strive, be the best I can be in anything I want to do. But, with that being said, commit to University of Oklahoma.
All right, Boomer Sooner. All right. Hey,
Boomer Sooner.
Congratulations on choosing the University of Oklahoma. I'll let you get your hat on real quick. Celebrate it. Hey. Yes. Congratulations. Taylor. Boomer Sooner it is. Congratulations on choosing the University of Oklahoma. What went into this decision to call University home?
I'll probably say one of the main things was, going to the SEC, being a big dog, in football and baseball. I've always growing up, you see the LSUs, the A&Ms, the Alabamas, the Georgias. You won't be part of them big dogs. I think, getting a chance to play baseball and football in the SEC is just something I couldn't want to deny.
Well, hey, man, congratulations. I think Oklahoma is getting absolutely gem in you, man, baseball and football. Man, final thoughts here, man. We're happy for you. You want to say anything else?
No, I just give thanks to everybody here. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. Thanks to my guys. Maybe better every day. And Boomer Sooner.
All right. I'm Keaton Daniels. Thank you guys for tuning in to Longview Game Day. We want to thank you for viewing, all our sponsors for being a part of this. As always, go Lobos.